precondition to entering negotiation. So it's not what the result of negotiation, but to enter negotiation, the Russian forces must have the control over the whole of the oblast of Donetsk, Lugansk, Zaporozhye, and Kherson.
So let me ask you this, last question on this part here. If we maintain our current trajectory, and especially if Kamala Harris wins the election here, because then there'll be a status quo sustaining on the policies of the United States. Obviously, it would be different with Trump. But if they maintain this focus here and they maintain this whole delusional outlook and looking for the narrative, and Russia's obviously not, they're going to continue on with what they're doing on the ground. How does this end?
Well, the thing is that the Russians will continue to grind down not just the Ukrainian forces, but probably Ukraine as a whole, meaning that they will certainly destroy the military potential. They might enter at one point Odessa and this part. That's possible, I don't know. But they will certainly make sure that Ukraine will not be a viable state somehow. So the industry will be destroyed, and that's what they've started to do with destroying the energy supply system. They will continue to, and you know, today a lot of Ukrainians, they would like to get out of the country. They are simply not allowed to do so. But today everybody understands that Ukraine is not a viable state anymore. It's a state that lives on a war economy, and it's sustained from the outside. But there is a point where this support will probably will not be possible anymore because it will be too expensive. And that's exactly what the Russian will do. If we don't stop it now, the Russian will just grind down the whole of Ukraine.
Do you see any possibility that Russia doesn't have the capacity to do what you said?
Well, they do have. I mean, again, they will avoid to occupy militarily the western part. That's my take. Right? Again,
right. So the bottom line is, if the West maintains its current focus of the narrative over the ground truth reality, then the almost certain consequence is going to be that more Ukrainians will die, more territory will be lost, and in the end, Russia will militarily prevail to one degree or another.
And the Ukraine will be economically destroyed. Simple.
Yeah, not a very pretty picture. Not a very good outcome for Western ideals and morals and values that we claim to uphold. But I guess we'll see what happens next, and especially even with the election, because that could actually change some things for Ukraine, ultimately for the better. Before I let you go today, I want to ask you real quick about the situation going on in the Middle East, with Israel apparently poised right on the edge of launching a ground incursion. There was a massive explosion in Beirut just a little bit ago. And according to some reports that are coming out, there is the possibility that Hassan Nasrallah was actually killed. And apparently this was his headquarters where they think that he was stationed. And there are some rumors that he either was wounded or possibly even killed. We'll see. It's all breaking news right now. But what do you think happens with this here? Because it looks to me like Israel is already in the process with all these airstrikes and the pagers and the assassinations of the senior leaders, that they are already in the process of going in on the ground. They're just waiting to start. How do you see it?
Well, if Israel starts to have a ground operation on the southern Lebanon, this will happen as it did in 2006. You know, the Hezbollah is